Okay.
Hello everybody, and I'm Todd Bowsett.
And this is Willow Bend with the Wind.
And this is special inauguration coverage of President Barack Obama.
Yay!
We are live today from We're live from that place, everybody. Beautiful Hawaii.
Why aren't we outside?
Hawaii.
That's nice. Have you been
The
here
home
before?
of President Barack Obama. That's why we're in Hawaii.
That's right. Very good.
So, if you can faintly hear off in the background is coverage of the inauguration.
Just talking and talking and talking. They're not even talking about the parade.
So what do you think about the inauguration?
I thought it was beautiful, but I thought it was over with after the new president's speech, which was excellent. And they don't need any more of this smart heads talking, because we know what he said. And all they're doing now is driving that car about a mile an hour down Pennsylvania Avenue. And you can't see into it or nothing.
How did you like President Barack Obama's speech?
Oh, it made me cry. It made me feel proud, and I got chills. I guess I liked it very much.
Sensible.
Sensible? Very. Compassionate? Very.
And right now the parade is on at the inauguration. Let's give a live hearing.
A live what?
Let's give a live audio and the inauguration.
Looking at a montage of past presidential inaugural parades, Jimmy Carter, who walked all the way up Pennsylvania Avenue, President Reagan, who stood through the top of his car, but Mr. and Mrs. Bush, who got out of the car 3 times on the way up Pennsylvania Avenue, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, as they spent part of the time walking, President George W. Bush, who walked part of the way, just the last couple of blocks on the way to the White House. One small thing that I remember when I was working on Good Morning America, Barbara Bush went over and shook Willard Scott's hand, and I was highly offended that she didn't go and shake Spencer Christian's hand as well, since he was along the parade route, too.
You hold a grudge.
I hold a grudge, yes, indeed. Favoritism of another network there.
Deliberately moving very slowly here so that people along the way can look in, have a chance to wave.
All of those military units that you saw passing in review before the President and Mrs. Obama and the Bidens, those are part of the presidential escort that are actually preceding the presidential limousine up Pennsylvania Avenue. And there you see a lot of the crowd moving along the avenue with the presidential limousine. People following the president all the way up, I guess, toward the White House. I don't know if they're going to be able to get through the crowds as they get further up Pennsylvania Avenue, but they are at least attempting to do so. And there you can see them in the background on the right side of your screen, and they're in the center, walking along with the president's limousine heading up Pennsylvania Avenue. We have a shot of the Senate as well. There's cameras in the Senate, of course, and the Senate, as George mentioned, already doing some business involved with this inauguration, approving the cabinet members, confirming the cabinet members that George mentioned just a few moments ago. So the Senate is in session, and we'll vote on those cabinet members and their confirmation.
Lamar Alexander giving the speech in there. I sort of hate to be the person giving the speech. You know, a lot of the country is watching this moment.
Well, you know, there's not a lot of pressure on him right now.
That's true.
It's a rather extensive presidential escort that proceeds up Pennsylvania Avenue along with the president's limousine, and there you can see that virtually every building along the way packed with crowds. They actually reduced the number of bleacher seats along the parade route this year. There were 20-some thousand, I think, 4 years ago, people in bleachers who have paid for tickets so that they could watch the parade from stands. And there was actually a suit. So people were arguing this is a people's event. It shouldn't be so much devoted to people who have paid money to sit in stands, and so they reduced bleachers this year to, I think, well under 10,000.
And as we heard earlier from David Muir, this is a different group of people, by and large, as far as we know from those gathered on the mall, because at least initially they were encouraged on the mall not to come over here because they were told that it was completely full and maxed out.
One other small little detail, if we can take that picture again of the limousine, that a lot of people here in the District of Columbia were concerned with. Right now you see inaugural license plates on that new limousine. The District of Columbia license plates that you would have if you were a resident of the district has a number on it, but they also say taxation without representation, because of course in the district they are not represented with voting members in the House, and there is no district representation in the Senate. And Bill Clinton, when he was president, actually put those license plates on the presidential limousine. Said no tax, it said taxation without representation. And President Bush took it off the license plates, I'm told, that were on the limousine. And a lot of people were curious when Barack Obama put it back on, and we're told indeed it will be back on the plates that adorn the presidential limousine. Today, inaugural plates, but in the future, regular plates from the District of Columbia. We've been talking a lot about what it's like to be a child in the White House. Maria and Sasha will move in, and I'm delighted to say that we are joined by Lucy Baines Johnson, who you were at.
Okay, and that was a live audio section of the inauguration. And now we'll put away our lovely picture of Hawaii.
And there you are.
And yes, that was a live look at with Charles Gibson. And it was Charles Gibson on ABC News. And that's our coverage of the inauguration.
What did you think of his speech?
I thought it was good.
About what?
The only thing, I want to know if a president has ever stuttered before. In his,
oh, you mean his inaugural?
Yeah.
Because he was so nervous?
Yeah.
See, he'd been writing that speech for days, and so he knew that by heart. But the oath of office just got to him because he probably wanted to cry that he was taking it.
But I wonder if a president has ever done that before.
I don't know.
I would imagine, but I'm not sure.
Because it's quite an honor. It's such a responsibility.
And that's the inauguration show for Half the Day Talk Show. We'll be back with our regular show next week. And about 6 hours later. Goodbye from beautiful Hawaii, folks. I'm Todd Basson signing off. Goodbye. Bye, folks.